I'm Scott Sullivan, and I'd like to thank you for your time today. And today I would like you to know that if you're not recycling, you should be. And today I'm going to tell you why. First of all, to understand the importance of recycling, we must look at the life cycle of a product. From the extraction of raw materials to the processing of that material, to the manufacturing and consumption of that product, and then to the disposal of that same product. Recycling offers us what is called a closed loop situation, to where that material has an opportunity to be manufactured and resold back into the environment as something different, instead of it ending up into landfills or an incinerator where it can cause pollution and economic downside. Just look at what one community that decided they were going to recycle for a month has done. They had 135 tons of recyclables, and out of that they've had 770,910 gallons of water equivalency that was recyclable. The equivalent of saving 1,889 trees. They've saved 549,332 kilowatt hours, not to mention the air pollutants and cubic yards of landfill. These are staggering numbers, and just remember that's for 1 month. Recycling also prevents pollution. When recycled materials are used instead of raw materials, we prevent strip mining and the pollutions that are caused whenever landfills are created and they eventually leak into our underground groundwater, which is used for 50% of our human consumption, and also is used in our crop industry for watering our crops. So that water is contaminated by leaching, and it is unusable at that point, according to the EPA. It also is one of the major causes of greenhouse gases and the highest human methane manufactured is created today. Recycling also saves energy. Every year Americans generate more than 230 million tons of solid waste. By recycling about 30% of our waste every year, Americans saves the energy equivalent of 11.9 billion gallons of gasoline and reduce the greenhouse gas equivalent of taking 25 million cars off the road. For every 1 ton of material recycled by the landfill, we save the energy equivalent of, according to this argument here, over 35 billion barrels of oil for aluminum. Glass is over 460,000. Newspapers over 2 billion. Office papers over 1,760,000. Mixed residential paper is 4 billion. Different types of plastic, each of them being over 9 billion. So with those staggering numbers alone, you can tell that along with the oil crisis that we have, we can reduce that just by recycling. Recycling also saves us money. It is untrue that recycling costs more than landfills or incinerators. It's actually just the opposite. Selling recyclable materials offsets that cost. As you can see, the collection cost is almost equal between recycling and trash, but in the long run, whenever we get to sell those materials back to the consumer, it offsets that cost. And it stimulates the economy because of the fact that we're not just letting that material sit in the landfill and go to waste, but that same material is being resold, and we have to hire people to remanufacture that, and it's an economy boost because it provides 25% more jobs than landfills. For every 1 ton of raw material that gets up to the landfill, it requires 1 person to take care of that 1 ton. For recycling, it creates over 25 jobs for that 1 ton. So you can imagine that in the long run, the job industry to create jobs for manufacturing and recycling is a very big economy boost. Landfills are the largest source, as I said, of greenhouse gases and pollutants. They have the highest heat content of carbon dioxide, and despite the claims of the industry reduced by air pollution for incinerators, they are very dangerous in heavy metals and carcinogens. Our current one-way system that we are currently using now is not sustainable. Our future generations will not be able to meet their demands when it comes to their consumed products. We are using them up at an extraordinary rate, and there will not be anything left for them. Recycling isn't the only answer, however, but it is an important one. It's one that we must all take into effect and do our own part in recycling, so that way our future generations can better their economy, have better jobs, and they'll have better products in the long run.